targeted disinformation campaigns, the expansion of surveillance tactics by governments and private actors, increased internet shutdowns, and legislative attacks are a few of the ways in which we saw civic space close in recent times. These actions all serve as a reminder that tech is not going to disappear. We should be thinking critically about how to harness it creatively to build the world we want, rather than leaving it solely to those whose only interests are profits, exploitation, and worse. And doing so is not the antithesis of traditional forms of organizing. The impact of new technology on activism is not new. What we're doing is building onto legacies of using the tools at our disposal. Think about when easily accessible printing technology became available in South Africa. Posters and pamphlets became another means by which activists were able to spread their message. Publications such as the South African Labour Bulletin, the only alternative anti-apartheid publication which survived into South Africa's new democracy, became possible. Think about how the fax machine enabled networks of communication, which allowed some anti-apartheid activists to remain in touch beyond national borders, and so on. So the creative use of technology to open up civic space by using technology that is not necessarily created for that purpose is a long-standing tradition. More recently, in Kodaikanal, India, hundreds of workers were affected by mercury exposure at what had used to be the Hindustan Unilever thermometer factory. Jhatka, a non-partisan group that uses digital technology to mobilize people in India to hold decision makers accountable, decided to take on Unilever, a corporation worth billions. A breakthrough came in March 2016, following the release of a parody music video, which went viral, receiving almost 4 million views and even a tweet from Nicki Minaj. The video was part of a solidarity campaign supported by over 90,000 people. Suddenly, the struggle of a small forgotten community of some 600 workers was amplified and supported by tens of thousands. Unilever finally agreed to pay compensation to 591 victims of mercury poisoning on humanitarian grounds. In Nigeria, on the night of the 20th October 2020, Nigerian armed forces shot at protesters at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos. CCTV cameras had been removed from the toll gate. Officials denied that anyone was killed, and this could have been the official narrative had it not been for the INSAR's protesters who documented the massacre in real time. Despite being from different countries and working on different issues, the examples I've just mentioned use technology to mount effective campaigns that moved beyond short-term viral sensations in the digital space to having sustained impact in the public sphere. And they are not alone. There are many examples worldwide we could draw on. Color of Change in the US, Nosas in Brazil. In Kenya, the standing up to what are known as panels and moments in the public space that are taken over only by men at the exclusion of women, at the expense of women who are part and parcel of these populations. Now, in my experience at amandla.mobi, I'm often asked, how and why would you turn a cell phone into a democracy building tool? How does that contribute towards movement building? And to answer this question, I'm very keen to share the lessons I've learned in the last couple of years. Technology does not create movements, people do. So while it's important to use all the tools at one's disposal, you cannot replace people with tools. Be clear on your values and keep your practice guided by them. Technology is not neutral, and like anything else, it can reinforce, replicate, and expand existing inequalities. Technical solutions are not some kind of a quick fix that can make up for the absence of values and clarity about what it is we want. Technology can never be brought in to solve what are systemic problems. It's important to let go of the false binary of a so-called real offline and a fake online, recognizing that the two are both real. What happens in the digital realm, whether it is shutting down or opening up of civic space, can and does have real world consequences, as we have seen over and over again over the years. Be humble. There's always multiple forms of activism and organizing happening all at once. There's no single organization or individual that can change the world by themselves. Likewise, technology is not only about developers and engineers, it's about dreamers, anthropologists, social scientists, and most importantly, the public good. Technology is political, and it is completely important that we get involved in that realm as well. Thank you.